Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy and I'm going to do a small little split base Dutch pour on this 12-inch MDF round. I taped the back, I have my little stands underneath it. My colors that I'm using, my white is Blickcrylic titanium white mixed with Floetrol and water. I do have some Artist Loft Dutch pour paint mixed up that it's just not been a good batch. So instead of thinning this with water directly, I thinned it with some of that, which may have not been wise, but that's what I did. And this is Creative Inspirations Ultramarine Blue, thinned with Floetrol and water. I like the consistency like that, where it drips off the stick, but there's a tiny trace. I find that I typically get better results when it's not overly watered down. But I'm no Dutch pour expert by any stretch of the imagination. So we're going to use a few colors. That's Holbein Mauve. And I was really kind of winging it with my colors. This is Rich Cobalt from Colourarte. My Colourarte pigments are only mixed with golden regular gel gloss and water, not Floetrol. But my colors, the Holbein and the other regular acrylic paints, are mixed with Floetrol and water. This is Indian Spice from Colourarte, also mixed with gel gloss and water. Sorry, I'm only on my second cup of coffee. That was Prussian blue, I believe. That's Pebeo green blue, blue-green, one of the two. And then Amsterdam greenish blue. And somewhere in there, I forgot to show you that I'm using Temptation from Colourarte, which is the glitz color, also mixed with gel gloss and water. I will say that I am notorious for using too much paint in these, and sometimes that causes you to not be able to control your composition. So, but that's why I'm practicing. So that's why I'm practicing on, I wanted to practice on a smaller surface because I was going to use my little blow dryer. And so that's kind of what I did. My stepdaughter was here with me and she was kind of weighing in on the colors and stuff. So when she's here, I try to get her input. She appreciates fluid art. So I'm just tilting some of the excess off the edges. One thing about doing Dutch pours on MDF is MDF doesn't have very super smooth sides. And I find that you end up having to touch up the sides, so I'm probably not going to do that on the regular. Unless I were to get a good, I have a flat base coat of white on there, but it just, the side coverage was kind of annoying me. So I'm just touching up the sides, trying to do as much as I can up front to avoid having to go back and repaint the sides. So yeah, I will tell you while I'm doing this that while I did like the result, I didn't love the results, not because of the paint, but because of the composition. So that's why I'm practicing. It is really hard to get good composition on a small surface. I just need to bite the bullet and do a larger one. But when I went to set this down to dry, I thought it was level and it wasn't. And a bunch of it shifted to one side and looked really strange. So it's not going to make it. I just want you to know. But I'm still sharing the video because this is practice for me. And I'm very committed to sharing the process with you all. I like the idea of this. If I were to do these colors again, I think I would focus on the blues and the turquoises, and maybe if I'm going to include a purple, use a blue violet type purple, permanent blue violet, diox purple. I think using a very kind of fuchsia violet purple just didn't quite go with it. So yeah, so that's just sharing my random thoughts with you guys while I'm covering the edges. And now I'm just covering some places of the white that are not fully covered. And then I'm going to lay down the colors, torch the bubbles, and we'll blow it out. The hair dryer I'm using, I actually learned about from Tammy Anderson. It's a small, cute little hair dryer, and it has a cute little attachment. So it's good for small spaces or small surfaces. Sorry, I'm apparently very tired today. I have it in my Amazon shop. So my Amazon link, my storefront is listed below. I am still updating the lists to make them more user-friendly, but it is in there on the main list. So that's our Holbein Mauve. It's a beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful color. But it gets kind of lost because you can see I've used way too much color. That's Greenish blue from Amsterdam. One of my faves. Prussian blue, I think, from Amsterdam. Now, some of these paints that I used had been mixed up before. Indian Spice from Colourarte. That one, I know exactly how that one was mixed. But some of my older, like the Greenish blue and Prussian blue, some of them are just mixed with water, and some of them are mixed with Floetrol and water. That's Temptation from Colourarte. Temptation is a similar shade of purple to that Holbein. I just wanted the sparkle in the Temptation. And maybe that's Prussian blue. Totally lost now. That's Greenish blue from Pebeo. Beautiful color. So some of those older ones are probably mixed with just water, but I don't know which ones. So I probably should remix them or make sure that I know that they're all mixed the same. But I just grab colors and go. Because again, this is just practice. I didn't expect this to be a masterpiece. This is sort of just fleshing out an idea that I had in my head. I don't normally, oh, I'm not in the center there, no wonder. I don't normally blow the base color over the colors, but because I used so much color, it seemed appropriate to do that. That last blow that I just did right there, I should not have done that. Usually you shouldn't re-blow over an area you've already blown. I should have blown out that section of color with my mouth or something, or a straw, or Puffy 2000. I should not have re-blown over that. It really messed up the composition. And when you're watching the video from here, I'm trying to show you guys Puffy. I didn't do a good job demonstrating Puffy here because I blew too hard. But that's the Puffy 2000 from PSR, PoreScrapeRepeat.com. It's great for little small spaces like that, but I didn't do a good job because I blew too hard. So poor Puffy representation there. But one thing about watching this and doing a voiceover is I can see where I initially blew that out and it was not in the middle. So, you know, maybe I should have started on either side and then did the middle. I don't know. I'm still trying to get comfortable with these by doing them more often. I think if I were to do them as often as I do other things, that wouldn't be a problem. But I don't. So when I go to do them, I get nervous, like, oh, I'm going to screw this up. But that's really the only way we learn. Also, if you notice, there's some hypercell reaction where the white is and where the white blew over the base. I think that's because I added that silly Artist Loft mix in instead of water, because I have had a horrible experience with Artist Loft white. And I know Canella's been talking about it. My issues have not so much been all those cells. It's been that it's like gritty and chalky. They just really have dulled down their quality on their paint. That's why I mixed the Blickcrylic, because I'm just kind of over Artist Loft. But I have paint I need to use. So I either need to take it back to them or I need to use it. But I think since I did add some of that Artist Loft mix instead of water, I think I'm going to go and add a little bit of Liquitex pouring medium into that mix. Just a little bit, because I think the place in the blue that has so much white lacing where you don't even really see the color is because of the Artist Loft that's in there. So that's my theory. May not be right. So you can kind of see on the right where the design's kind of a little bit more to the left than on the left side. It's a bigger chunk of it. I don't like that part where just that purple sticking out, and that's where I blew over what I blew. You should never do that. So I was pointing this out to my stepdaughter and telling her, I really want to take this off, but I'm afraid to do it because I'm afraid I'll mess up the composition. So I just tried to make it work. She said that the side on your left, that petal kind of coming toward you, she said it was her favorite side, and it was my favorite side too. She said it reminded her of the Northern Lights, and I really like that. On the bottom, I had a couple of the cells that were showing that were just, they didn't seem to go. So I think if I was going to use a purple shade, I should have gone with a bluish purple, like a permanent blue violet, or even a Diox purple that has more of a violet undertone than maybe that kind of pinky purple. So, lesson learned. But I just wanted to share the practice with you guys. I definitely think there is something to kind of the hypercell reaction that I'm seeing. It's probably due to me adding some of that Artist Loft mix, because it's everywhere where it interacts with that white paint. It's right along the edges of the petal. It's right where the white paint blew over the blue part. So I really think that was probably a silly move on my part. So I'll probably, like I said, go back and add in a little bit of Liquitex pouring medium to kind of cause that to bind up a little bit better. But this is why we practice. And I am sad to say that this did not dry well. It's not going to make it. I'll probably just end up doing a bloom over this, and probably stick to trying Dutch pours on a larger surface. It's a little bit easier to tell if a canvas is level, because here's my challenge. You can tell if it's level when you pour it, but I have to move it. I can't leave it out here. So when I move it, how am I going to tell if it's level? I can't, I can't put a level on a wet canvas, you know, so I kind of have to eyeball it, and this was clearly not a good eyeballing situation. So I'm trying to fix this weird edge, and I end up swiping some of it off and just putting some more blue there. But I think overall this is a win for me because it was good practice. I'm still using too much paint. The composition's still but I did realize that mixing up the new paint, that part of my challenges I've been having with my Dutch pours, some of it's because I'm rusty, but some of it's because that white mix I have is just not good. So I need to just kind of start over and scrap the one that I have. I keep trying to use it because I have like a liter of it mixed up. But I probably just need to cut my losses and stick with Blick. I'm very disappointed in the way Artist Loft paint has been responding. I had one bottle that worked great. All the other ones I've had are chalky or gritty or cause these weird like hyper cells and lacing, really lacing. So all I'm doing here is tweaking it. In a minute I'll bring you in for a close-up, and we'll just know that this poor little guy didn't make it. But it was a good learning experience, and the material won't be entirely wasted, right? I'll use the MDF, do something with it. I have a couple of color schemes I want to try, so I want to practice. So beautiful colors, lots of lacing, lots of cells. I don't like those big wonky cells. I like the gentle lacing in the small cells. So that's something I really would prefer not to have, is the big ones. But the colors are beautiful. Look at the shimmer in there. Would have been beautiful under resin if it had held up. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.